What's going on, everybody? Kind of ran out of weird stuff to spout when I spin around and say good evening, so I figured I'd pass on that today. I'm in the middle of a project and I hadn't done a video in a while, so I figured why not? We'll catch one today. What I'm working on is this knife right here. And you can tell it's got some thick spots. I want it about as thick as right here all the way across. I got to smash this down, and I've got to stretch everything out a bit farther to make me happy with the proportions. It fits my hand comfortably, which means everybody else is going to get a comfortable grip because I got big old gorilla hands. And what this is made from, let me go see if I can pick one of these up. This right here is a blade used in factories that manufacture 4,000 psi paver stones. They use this guillotine style blade to cut the stones apart whenever they're coming off of the conveyor belt. Now, that's how far I have stretched the steel out so far. And for a thickness comparison, that's what I started with, and I started off with a piece about maybe that wide, something like that, cut off this end, and this takes about 20 some odd minutes with an angle grinder with a steel cutoff wheel on it to get through. It's a pain in the butt. But the good thing, and let's see if the camera will focus on this, is I did the Chandler Dickinson approved quality test on mystery steel, because I figured this is going to be some really tough stuff that was going to make some good blades. And I took another piece of it, heated it, smashed it out, and I normalized it 3 times. Brought it up to non-magnetic, let it cool down to black. I was in a hurry, so I didn't waste a ton of time on it. But then I quenched in hot oil. I used some rebar to make something to heat my oil up with, which works really well. And I got a really fine, tight grain. It's just got that broken sheetrock look to it, really nice, fine, powdery grain. And this took a lot of abuse. I mean, a lot. It bent a little bit, but then it finally snapped after I wailed on it with a 2-pound hammer for a while. Which on something that thin that was mounted right here at this line with all this force being applied to it, I was thoroughly impressed. So I'm going to pause this right here and start the forge and get this blade in there, and we'll come back. And I'm also trying a new camera angle today so you can see what's happening right here on the anvil a little bit better. It's more uncomfortable to lean down and talk like this, but you know, we may get some better shots, and the camera's on the other side of the anvil, so it's facing into a dark garage instead of out towards the bright Georgia sun, which hates me and wants me to die. So I'll be back in a few. And by the way, I got this metal 1-gallon paint bucket from Home Depot to do my quenching with. That's full of canola oil. And it's been in here for like 4 years now, and it still doesn't smell bad, so that's great. And I made this out of a chunk of rebar, and this folded up end goes in the forge and gets red hot and goes in that 1-gallon bucket, and it gets that oil good and warm. Works really well. I've paid the price for cold oil quenches too many times. I'm done with that stuff. This costs next to nothing, and it heats the oil up without exposing it to an open flame, so the risk of a flash combustion is pretty well minimized. Pro tip for you. I totally forgot I was going to measure this blade, so let's do that while I'm thinking about it. I've got my Blacksmith Depot blade box tongs. This thing is hot, hot, hot. Okay, so we got about 4.5 inches of blade here. I measured that because I want to see how far I get it stretched out before I'm done. And I'm going to start off with the longer 3-pound hammer and just move down into lighter hammers as I go on. I'm hoping to get it out to 5.5 to 6 inches, give or take, just to get the sense of proportion right. The handle looks way too long for that particular blade, but I want a large enough handle for a comfortable grip. This blade, if it works out, is going to my brother-in-law. He's the one that gave me a big old pile of those cutter blades. So hopefully this works out well and I can give him a nice present. Okay, gonna start here, working the top. I think my next stop is going to be that bulge right there in the middle. See how far I can smash that out, because that's the last of the really bad high spots. I think the rest I can get with a thorough planishing once everything else is done. And that broken planishing hammer got some scale, so I don't know how long it'll hold up. Hopefully it sticks around for a while. No clue. The pins started moving around when I was whaling on a railroad spike, but I was throwing a lot of power into it. I soaked everything down with super glue. Hopefully that locked it down in place and lets what's left of the epoxy finish setting up. We'll see what happens. Alright, that big bulge is going away pretty quickly. I'm going to get one more heat on that bulge and then pause it while I go along the top, lay it flat, go along the face, stand it up, go along the top, swap back and forth between the face and the edge, because that'll get boring really fast. I think there's a little tiny trace of bulge left right here. One more heat ought to get that, but I'm going to let y'all hang out and do something else for a while I work on the boring stuff. Alright, so I have changed my mind about something. I'm going going to skip the planishing hammer right now. Got a piece of plate steel that thick that weighs about 1 billion pounds. I'm going to set it on top of the blade and then use my 4-pound hammer on this to see if it can't make a makeshift flatter. Thought you might want to watch that. I need one more heat to refine the end of the blade a little bit, and then it's stretched out as far as it can go. I don't think I got a whole lot of stretch out of it, but I'm a lot happier with the dimensions now. So I've pulled it out to right about 5 inches, but the proportions look a whole lot better. Let's try this flatter out. And my 4-pound hammer, I believe Bob Bew at B&B Forge has the same one. Been nice so far. And yeah, I'm keeping y'all with me for this. It's going to take a couple minutes, but it's better than panicking and trying to do too many things at once because I haven't done this flattering process before. We are just about ready. Flatter than I expected. It'll still need some planishing, so I guess I'll try planishing this and then doing the flatter. But we got it nice and flat. What I need to do is weld a handle on there as soon as I've got access to a good welder. That'll do a lot of good. Just get some rebar and right on there. I'll bring y'all back for the second flattering soon. Alright, so I mean, one last change in plans. I took the planishing hammer out, which honestly worked a lot better than it has in the past, just because this handle makes it so much easier to control. What I've got now is this right here. It's a really smooth, clean surface. It's probably one of the smoothest surfaces I've had come off the forge, especially with a blade. That's the tip end. That's going to be the cutting edge. I'm going to throw this back in the forge while the forge cools off just to give it a good thorough annealing. I've already done that twice, but I figure the more times you normalize, the better, the tighter the grain's going to get. Once the rough grind is done, I'll go over it, look for any flaws. I'll normalize it a couple more times and then go into the quench, and then it'll be time to just grind, 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 and grind. So, I just wanted to show you all this and at least get a video put together because I haven't done one in a while. And this is what I got. So, it'll cool off with the forge, so it cools off as slowly as possible. And I'll probably be back to it tomorrow or the day after to start doing the rough grind and get ready for the quench. This has been a good, nice, short run for the forge because it's Georgia and it's like 90 some odd degrees and the humidity is close to 100% right now. I've already sweated through my shirt in front of a fan. So until next time, praise the forge and pass the borax. Y'all have a good one.